and find what year this old lump is. Oh wow, it's inhabited. Came out to meet a friend of mine today. There's supposed to be a couple old Chevy cars and a bunch of farm equipment here in these trees somewhere that they're scrapping. A pair of old Chevrolets parked in the woods. This two-door here is the Special, which was the base model, so there wasn't a whole lot special about it. They made millions of these cars. This four-door back here is the Deluxe, which had a little more side trim on it. This one's also fleet line by the body style. You can see the fastback roof line there. So little bit of each flavor. We got the two-door and we got the top trim level four-door fastback. Believe these are both 49s. They have a T-handle on the trunk and the flat trunk emblem there. They're both really pretty straight overall. Not too torn up. See, the front hubs have been robbed off of this four-door car, which that was actually pretty common. They'd use them to weld into farm wagons or hay trailers or whatever. The two-door here, probably owned by a pretty conservative individual. There's a lot of old order Mennonites that live up here in this area, and that's probably the type of person who would have originally purchased this car. Yeah, level them up. Yeah, I think set it down pretty level with your forks. Level your forks out. There you go. Yeah, now set it. Keep them level. There you go. Let's see. Hold on. I'm going to throw some tires under there so you can get out of it. Still found a use for these tires, even if it's not to roll the car. Yeah. Back out? Yep. Number one. Here at the Rust Ranch, got her chained up to the school bus there. Got the rear axle blocked up. And drive the trailer on out. Gonna stop, front, suspension down on the dovetail. It's about right there. Got her blocked up on the stands there. Now I'll be able to just pull that trailer right out. And this old 4950 Chevy be out here at the restaurant. Up she comes. Pretty amazing a car can sit that long in the woods. And it's gonna blow. You can see it pushing the dirt up. You can hear it breaking the cords. Any minute now. Out of the woods. Back again, this is day 2. Picked the 2-door up today. Tried on the tires, but the tubes went kablooey. You see that old carcass, just pretty poor shape. good. That's good. That's good. Last tagged in 62. It's kind of a cool year because it's American graffiti and everything. They said these cars were auctioned like 35 years ago, and one of the nephews bought them and always had plans to restore them. Never did, obviously, because they got parked in the tree line and sat around long enough. Realistically, probably parts cars at this point. Got the old bumper jack in there. That's like a really primitive one with the wire bail on the foot. I don't know if I've ever even seen one like that. Don't know if it's original to the car or not. Old trunk mat. Oil can, no idea what that brand was. Lost to time. But we do have very decayed Haviland. Not good for much now but memories. One more hubcap. Bunch of hubcaps in this car. It's got the T-handle and the flat emblem. Pretty rough shape inside. Having the glass broken out never really helps them. Doesn't do them any good. This is the cheap model because it's got the rubber gravel guard there. The up-priced ones had the stainless. Take a look under the hood and see if we find a data plate and find what year this old lump is. Oh wow, it's inhabited. Very inhabited. These are the ones you kind of got to be careful on because those green leaves mean that rat's still alive. So be careful of the dust and stuff with the Fontavirus. Guy I knew got that and sure didn't do him any favors. Those older ones that have sat around a long time, really at that point it's just dust. So you can see there, it's a 1949, originally black, I believe, by the original paint on the cowl. Put this up in the air here to give a little better look underneath. Car's pretty rough. Unfortunately, the door bottoms are gone. See, the skin's fine, but the inner structure is not great. Quarter's not bad. Little rust right in front of the gravel shield. Frame, excellent. A lot of the parts of this car are just dry, salt-free. And then there's others that kind of seems like wherever the water collected from the windows being broken out, just get random spots of rust here and there. See all the way through the floor right there. Not a salty car. Your braces and your seams and the rocker panels all pretty good shape. Under the front here, oh wow, oil pan gone. Obviously definitely had water in there somehow. I believe there's been water in the transmission also because when we drag this thing up on the trailer with the skid loader. They'll rock like the brakes are free, but it's stuck in gear. Tried to come in here, that's pretty locked up from rainwater. Another trick I have done on these in the past is put that clutch pedal in, which this one's obviously seized. But if they move and they're locked in gear, you can wedge a board between the base of that seat and that clutch pedal to hold it down. And then that'll free them up to roll. Unfortunately, this car has a good bit of rust all through the windshield header there, which is just kind of difficult to fix. Probably had mice nested in there, I would guess. Data plate's still here, so that's good. Look on the outside corner here. It's just kind of tough to fix that, and it's really pretty important to get the glass in and have it not leak. Someone did want to restore either of these cars. I do have this donor roof out of a parts car that would have good solid sheet metal that someone could patch in. Bolt these nice white walls on here just to get some pictures. Of course, I've always been a firm believer that put a nice set of rims and tires even on a raggedy old car, and you just might give it the self-confidence it needs to drive right off the trailer, regardless of whether or not it still has a functioning oil pan. So here's a bit of a quick transformation where it is now from when we first found it in the woods. This old car, really, to an East Coaster, it's probably still in great shape. To a Midwesterner or somebody from out west, it's probably a little raggedy. But reality is, a car like this, you're looking at something that's survived 70 years, and this is what's left, this is what we got. So a lot of these old cars have gone away, and it's just important that this one still be here for somebody to do something with. The 1949 Chevrolet is a historically significant car because it was Chevrolet's first post-war redesign. Prior to that, 1940s cars such as this 40 Hudson and 41 Plymouth had outside running boards, and those are basically a carryover from the old buggy days. The major advantage of the redesign, in addition to modern looks, was that the inside passenger capacity would easily fit 6 people. Ford's first post-war redesign also came in 1949, as well as Plymouth's. This particular year is in 1951, but it's basically the same 1949 body underneath, except for the grille change. However, it was Studebaker in 1947 that beat the others to market with their envelope body. All of these vehicles sold very well because after World War II, car buying public had been deprived of new cars and they were ready to buy, especially when the factories offered them something updated and modern. One piece from out in the woods that did go to scrap was this Massey combine. These had a Chrysler Flathead 6, so every one of these that I find, I always like to pull the brass tag off for a memento. Obviously, since here on the channel we'll always use tools exactly as they're intended, so this pickle fork ball joint separator got that tag off pretty easily. There you see it there. There's an antique piece of barbed wire. Got the neat little flats in it and the tight twist. People that collect all different varieties of this barbed wire. Probably not worth much, but interesting curiosity. Part of telling the story of this day. This particular style is called the Scutt's Clip. It was patented in 1878 by Hiram Scutt in Illinois.